I think that David Carrick's case is a really good example of the system working exactly the way it was designed to work. Because I don't think it's a case of it's a glitch in the system of something that is out of the ordinary and went wrong. Because when you have a series of things that happen sequentially, repeatedly, multiple times, in multiple cases, because David Carrick isn't the only one, you got Wayne Couzens and others as well. That is not a glitch in the system. That is a system working exactly the way it's supposed to work. Male power protecting male privilege. This is a man who, in 2016, that far back, the police in Wiltshire were aware of this man's offending behavior and did nothing. And in fact, a woman came forward to report rape against David Carrick. That investigation wasn't even started. In fact, the case was closed with no further action. And in addition to that, when he joined the police, he already had an allegation hanging over his head. So even a simple search in the system would have uncovered the fact that, hang on a sec, we are just about to take on a predator. So he moved to the Met Police. Wiltshire don't bother telling the Met Police that you're taking somebody on who's got an allegation hanging over his head, even though we've not done anything about it. And he goes on to rape multiple women. And the issues that were exposed as part of that investigation highlighted, the police officers there were aware of what David Carrick was doing, or at least there was enough evidence for them to actually trigger something, some sort of intervention. Nothing was done. The man was protected, and many victims came to harm as a consequence of that. When you see situations like this, in my view, this is not a glitch in the system, because people need to remember that when we were talking about Wayne Couzens as the big case that triggered the sort of Angelini report into the Met and the vetting, David Carrick was already in play. This man had already been raping women since 2016. And in fact, he's been in court recently, that's why his name's come up again, for 2 additional offenses that date way back to around 2012. So sometimes the way that these institutional systemic issues are presented, they're presented in a way that makes it sound as if there's some sort of glitch. They're not a glitch. This is exactly how the system was designed to work. Male power protecting male privilege.